Hi guys, Tiffany here, and welcome to my quilting life. So, before I get to anything, if you are new to my channel, to hit the subscribe button and the little ding-ling bell to get notifications every time I'm on, and also like my videos. And yeah, that's it. So, for those of you who have been paying attention and wondering, I have not been here in a few days, unfortunately, and I am so very sorry. I have been ill, and it is very hard when I'm sick to do anything. I never want to come outside. I never want to get out of bed, let alone quilt. Even though it's my favorite thing to do, and it is my therapy, I just can't do it. I just can't get myself up, and when I'm feeling gross, I can't make live videos. I can't do anything, so. Alright, so let's see now that this is going. Hey Diane, Terry, Vicky, and Pamela. So, yeah. Hi guys. Thank you for joining, and I'm just going to get straight to it today. I'm going to adjust the camera, and we are going to start. I have all these pieces. I took everything and I laid it down right here. All the pieces for the bottom section of the Bargello. So we are going to go by the original cuts, those pieces of paper that I wrote on for you guys, and I wrote it in the descriptions on video 3 and 4 or video 4 and 5. One of those two. They have measurements. And I will give them all again this time, and I will just write all of the cutting numbers in the description below after the video. So, okay. So let's get to it. Let me turn the camera down so you guys can watch me cut and so on. And let me adjust this, obviously, so I can see it and make sure my cords are out of the way, because I don't want to cut any of my cords. So, alright, let me turn this camera so you guys can see down below. Alright, let's see, this is most of my cutting area. Good. Good, good, good. Alright. So, bottom part 1. I don't know how they got mixed up here. I need bottom part 1 and bottom part 2. It's all this moving things around out here, trying to get situated. Under the covers freezing, Vicky. Yeah, it's windy here, but it's not as chilly as I would have thought for the wind. So, alright, let's move those out of my way so I can see my handy dandy numbers, and I will tell you guys them as I go. And I'm just going to remove my little thingies again. So yeah, I'm very sorry about not being here all week. Normally I would have, but when I really, I had to go to the doctors, 2 different doctors because of my problems. And yeah, it was just getting worse, it seemed. So it's eased up quite a bit now, but I'm on medication to help with my wonderful symptoms that I have going. Alright, so I'm going to start by moving this one out of the way. Hey Sandy. Alright guys, so this one is different now. So my selvage, so this is bottom part 1 and bottom part 2. And remember, on the top section when we did it, our pop color red was down towards us, and the stitching together of the tube that we made, this nice lovely tube, that was actually facing down towards us on the top section. Now on the bottom section, everything is opposite. So the bottom section, I want to have my section where it's folded down here towards me, and the part with my pop color up towards the top. So, and obviously my stuff doesn't seem very straight right now because it's been piled up, but we'll make it work. So, alright. If I don't get to all your comments right now, it's because I am attempting to read and cut numbers all at the same time. So again, my selvage is to my left, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure all of the ends of every piece of selvage is past a line, and we are going to make sure we have 20.25 inches of available cutting, which I'm 100% sure we do, and yes, we do. I try to make sure, because I did do the numbers, like I said, they're almost exact, you know, of how much can be cut. And I want the selvage out of there, so I'm trying to make sure all the selvage is past a line. And I'm straightening it up on a line on my mat. I'm going to go ahead and make my first cut, taking the selvage off. And I'm going to use my weights to make sure that it stays nice and steady. I made my first cut. Toss that up out of the way. Alright, my first cut is 3.25, so 3¼ inches. 1, 2, 3¼ and I use the lines on the ruler to make my measurements. So for those of you who had to flip it around after cutting the selvage end off, you can go ahead and flip it back the opposite way, you know, so that you are cutting on your right hand side. For left-handers, use the lines on your cutting mat if you need to, or your ruler, and just go from the opposite side. As long as your red would be facing you, if you're left-handed, you would want this down this way so that it's flipped around. But I'm right-handed, and well, at least 80% of all Americans are right-handed as well. So, all right, my first cut is 3.25. I'm going to put the weight on it and make my first cut. So 3¼ There's always one little piece of fabric that sticks. I'm just going to slide it out of the way and make the next cut at 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. If you have to count just to make sure. It's best to double check, even though you're used to seeing a certain number and where it's located on your ruler. And my phone is on the charger, so that's why I can't see the comments that fast, because my charger is way over there by you guys and I'm way over here, so I'm trying to make sure. Hi, Susan. I don't know. I can't even see. I had a headache all day. Hey, Sandy. Hello. Got upcoming letter. No. Anybody got you out of focus, or is it just you? Is the picture out of focus? Is it clear? I can't help it if it gets out of focus at all, guys. It might not just be my end, because I see it clear on both my screens, unfortunately. Yeah, my daughter's a lefty also. So, only one of my 4 kids was a lefty. Oh, that can't work. Okay, so the next cut is 2¾ We're kind of just tapering down for a minute. So 2¾ Then the next one is 2½. And the next one is 2¼ And I just slide them right back over. As you guys have seen in my previous videos. Then the next one is 2 inches. And I'm kind of going fast because I don't want to be on for very long. I just ate, so I have food stomach ache right now, and I took some medicine to hope that it doesn't get worse. I thought I'd be okay eating normal today, but let me tell you, my body just does not like certain stuff. Alright, next cut is 1¾ Trying to keep this aligned on the mat at the same time. So 1¾ then 1.5. And my half marks are all missing on my ruler, so it's very hard to see down here. And just enough left to do 1.25. Make sure it stays nice and lined up because it's getting small. So 1.25. And that's what's left. I just throw it up there in my pile. Here's my first cuts. So I'm going to stagger them this way because I'm going to sew from one side to the other and I want it just to be on top. But I'm going to do 2 sections at one time. So I'm going to take this over there just like I do. I just go like this, slide it under, hold it like this. I'm going to put it over in the sewing area and grab another, cut some more real quick after I lay this down. Alright, now for second section. So this is section 2. So the ruler, my numbered measurements are written down. Make sure it's nice and flat. And I'm going to try to align all of this up on a number so that it can get cut nice and equally. Laying it all nice and flat along a line. Again, I have my red to the top, which is my pop color, well, my pop color A. And I'm going to go ahead and cut off this end over here. And then I'll be able to get to the comments after these cuts. The first cut is the smallest one, remember? The 1 inch. There's only 2 1-inch cuts on this whole entire thing. Well, technically 4 if you count the top and the bottom, but... So I'm going to line it up on my 1-inch mark. Make sure it's nice and straight. A 1 inch is so hard to cut because it's so tiny, but we will get it. Slide it over. Alright, let's see. Hi Tracy. Let's see, who else is just joining? Tracy. Okay. So you guys can just talk amongst each other while I make my cuts. So the first one was 1 inch. The next one is 1 1/4. So we're going back up. I'm just going to attempt to do it without having to move that darn weight every 2 seconds. So there's 1 1/4. The next one is 1 1/2. The next one is 1 3/4. Then 2 inches. 2 inches is the next one. Again, I will put all the numbers all over again in the top, which are the same for the top and bottom sections of this quilt. And the reason for a top and bottom of this quilt is because it's actually creating 2 sections. Just letting you know. So my next cut is 2 1/4. Then 2 1/2. And then back down to 2 1/4. Then back to 2. Then 1 3/4. And when I write these, remember I write 1.75 for 1 3/4 or 2.50 for 2 1/2. That's how I write my numbers. 1.25 for 1 1/4, and so on and so forth. So there was 1 3/4, and the last one is 1 1/2. For these sections. And there's my leftover. I throw up in my pile. I'm just going to stack them like this. I'm going to leave these ones over here until I get ready to sew them on. So I'll turn the camera over to the sewing area in just a second. So 1 1 2 5 1 5 0 1 7 5 2 2 2 5 2 50 2 2 5 2 0 1 7 5 150. Okay, all my cuts are done. Hi, Dewana. Oops. Let me just toss that over there so I can grab it when I get to that side. All right, guys, let me turn the camera to the sewing area. And I want you to be able to see my face and my sewing. There we go. All right, guys. I need to put this back down. Throw that over there. And grab my chart. My handy dandy chart. All right. Let's see if you can see my face. Let's make sure my face is in the shot. Ooh, working on a t-shirt quilt. Vicki working on a kitty quilt. Hand quilting. Why, Sandy? That's gotta be horrible on the fingers. I can't hand quilt for the life of me. Of course, I can't hand sew for the life of me either. Alright, let's make sure it still sees the area. Alright, still gotta be able to see what I'm sewing at the same time. I hope I didn't go too high with the camera. I want you to be able to still see what's right here. Nope. Too high. Oh, yeah. Down just a whittle. Back the camera up just a little more. There we go. That sees more. There. Okay. Alright, so here's my chart. I'm going to lay it right here because I have the quilt actually, the quilt top just hanging here next to me. So if I need reference to look at it, it's like right here next to me. So it makes it a little bit easier. I'll put comments and stuff over here, guys. Well, it looks like quilt just become boy. Alright, so my first piece that I am going to undo is the one furthest to the left. We'll start with that one. And the first piece starts piece 1 right here at the red. So that makes it easy. I need a seam ripper. I'm going to take this seam apart right here for this first one. Oy, oy, oy. So weird without music still. Sucks. So quiet. You hear just the wind chimes in the background because it's windy. I don't know if you guys saw behind me when I was introing the video, my customer quilt I have hanging up. Remember how I told you guys about that material, the white with the white snowflakes from Joann's? It's highly expensive, but okay, so my idea was to applique all those pieces. So I glue appliqued all that on 2 nights ago. I wasn't feeling so good, so I just came outside and sat down with the iron and all my pieces and tore all the paper off so that I can glue it all on. 15 minutes after my son helps me hang it up, so at least the pieces are glued, 90% of all the pieces fell off. You know why? Because you can't glue to that white fabric with the white snowflakes. Nothing sticks to it. Like literally nothing. So the day after, I had to just sit here, and it was yesterday. I'm sitting here and I'm appliquing the pieces on, and I was just going to applique them once I got to the machine on the frame. But nope, now I have to do them all here at the little machine, and it is a hassle, let me tell you. So yeah, I do not recommend anybody purchasing that fabric. Alright, so this one is now, the red will be 1 down, so I bring it up here like this and look, and it's staggering down towards me. So that means I'm taking apart this piece right here. I don't know how else to tell you guys the diagram besides going, and once I'm finished with these videos, like at least the latest one, or going over to my Instagram and taking a screenshot of the picture of how it goes up and down, and using my red, my white, and my blue as a marker to know for your guys's what position they should sit in. That's the only thing I haven't figured out for you guys to know, because I can't upload a way for you guys to have a downloadable thing. Alright, so my first 2 pieces are together. This is the way I want them. I'm going to put them right sides together. And remember the whole pressing thing? They are pressed opposite of each other already, so they should automatically nest. So technically there is no need to pin. I'm not going to, but you can for your own personal preferences. If you want to pin, pin. And I'm going to give this one a little back stitch real quick. And then I'm just going to sew a 1/4 inch seam all the way down. And all of the seams to just line right up. No, that's what I tried using, was a fusible with the iron. Then I tried using my Elmer's glue. Then I tried using a regular Scotch glue stick. Yeah, I tried everything. So right now all my pieces that haven't been stitched around for applique, they're just on with pins. So the whole entire time they've all been on with pins poking me while trying to move that big huge thing around. So frustrating. Nothing sticks to that material. And I was wondering, it was kind of weird because it doesn't iron very well either. It's very hard to press super flat because it doesn't iron well. So I even tried spraying some starch on in an area to get it flat first with the iron, let it sit for a few minutes and dry, and then tried re-gluing a piece back on. Nope, doesn't work. So I'm glad I didn't waste all the extra money on the other kind of, and do reverse applique with the other pieces and folding them and then trying to press them down, because it would have all fell off also, and that would have even been a bigger mess than just doing raw edge applique. So I should have thought about those kind of things when I purchased the material. But it doesn't say on the material, on the bolt, it doesn't say cannot glue anything to this fabric. So it kind of sucks. When I get up again, I'll turn the camera around so you guys can see it again. A better, clearer picture of it. I haven't posted nothing on it yet because I kind of got really frustrated with it the other day. Yesterday. Yesterday is the other day. Like I said, I haven't been in the mood. But I went out to eat with the Hubs tonight for, we just went out for burgers tonight instead of going to steak. We're going to do steak for my birthday, which is in a couple more days, so. Yeah, we went out and got burgers tonight to celebrate my 100 subscribers, although by today I was at 139. So, I thought that was kind of cool. But we went out and had burgers anyway. Yeah, I know you told me, Teresa. I hate when I have vertigo issues because it affects me when I try to shower. Showering is the worst. I have fallen in my shower, I don't know how many times. Before we had it handicap proofed, I have fallen a bazillion times. Now it's handicap proof, and every time it hits and I start getting too dizzy, my main thing is tipping my head back and closing my eyes. That does it for me. That knocks me down and out completely. I end up hitting myself. I've given myself a few black eyes even because of it. So, all right, I gotta look up here and see which way. I think I pressed to the left now. This way, yep. So this time, everything on this whole entire bottom section goes pressed to the left because that whole top panel is pressed to the right. That way everything nests when you get to that. So I'm just gonna slightly finger press these open. You watching this from the computer, Dewana? Yeah, I'll get used to no music. Sooner or later. I turn it on as soon as I'm off recording anyway. But while I'm on my videos, unfortunately, it has to be off. And I actually went on my husband's computer and looked, and I actually have a lot of copyright infractions on a lot of my YouTube videos, surprisingly. Alright, so I'm going to put the red where I want it right here, and I'm going to fold this up, making sure that it's where I need to open it up, and that is where I want it open. So again, like you can see, I just set it down where I want it to sit. It's tapering down, and I'm going to cut now where that goes. After I, you know, take it apart with the seam ripper, and then I'll sew it, and we'll taper down until we get to piece 5, and then we taper up. It's like the same as the top, except it's like 2 pieces different. So again, right sides together. And I pull that piece of bobbin thread off the bottom. It usually stays in one piece. Well, thank you. Yeah, mine's the 4th. I think it's Sunday. Whenever the 4th is. I don't even know when my own birthday is. I know that tomorrow is Halloween. That I do know. So then 4 days after that, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, Sunday's my birthday. So, yeah. Oh, and I'm sorry, guys. Like I said, I hadn't been feeling good, so I didn't do anything for Sew Sunday. I was literally in bed. A couple of you know because a couple of you chat with me on the side from my videos. So a couple of you already know. It was a really bad day. Again, these pieces should just nest nicely. I even put a fresh bobbin in, knowing I was coming out here to do this. Plus I had to change my presser foot out anyway. because I had something on different on here for yesterday. Yeah, I did a lot of chatting, but that's only because when I'm laying in bed, that's all I ever do. Oh, and then I did make videos yesterday, which you guys all have saw. I decided to take some of my videos and just to practice with the editing thing. I don't know, I still think my editing needs some work. But I tried. I figured you would all enjoy watching how we play with the babies. It is so hard to ride those little bikes. Let me tell you, those kids' toys are not meant for adults. At all. But we play on them either way. We even both, me and my husband, both went into the kid playhouse, because you guys have seen in some of my videos, I have that kid playhouse out there. It's quite small, and my husband and I both went in it last night with both the girls, because we play outside at night when the girls are here, because it's still too warm during the day. Alright, now this is going to be pressed to the left as well. See, finger pressing, or like palm pressing with the palm of your finger, or the pad of your finger, I should say, it helps for now, because once you get it to the iron, it should lay nice and flat and just make it so much easier to make sure everything's pressed the proper way when you do start hooking both sections together. Hi, Michelle. Alright, so we're going to put that red where we want it, hold these up, and I'm unhooking right here now. So that's how I know where I'm unhooking. Oh, and Sandy, I don't know if I told you, but I went ahead and made myself a pineapple cake, but I made mine with cherries the other day, because you made me like totally crave one, so obviously I went ahead and made one. So we had pineapple cherry cake here. Even my in-laws came over and had some, because like I've told you guys before, my in-laws just live down the street, 7 houses away, so they came over and had some cake not yesterday, the day before, Sunday after church, whatever day was Sunday, so that would be the day before yesterday. Because I haven't been able to eat a lot of it because of my tummy. Alright, is this the way I want it? Yep. Right sides together. Again, I'm going to pull off this piece from the bobbin. I do know what's coming out great is the nesting of the seams. Like, I don't even actually have to hold them. They will line up every time. I'm just holding them because it's like the natural thing to do when you're piecing, you know, is to hold them. But technically they don't need pinning or nothing. If everything was the same size and your 1/4 inch seam is the same, consistent throughout the whole entire quilt, then obviously everything should nest just right. So, and this stupid presser plate keeps tipping any piece that's facing it, so I have to keep turning those. Other than that, they lay nicely. Gotta pull away those extra threads. Thank you. Happy early birthday to your husband, Tracy. Or Vicky, I mean, sorry. I was reading the names. I'm trying to catch up, guys. Early birthday, coming out perfect, yes. Good, practice makes perfect. I don't mind the spins. It reminds me of laying down on a merry-go-round. What are you guys talking about? Spins? I didn't even see that comment. Did I see that comment? Dizziness? Oh, it's because of the dizziness. Yeah, I get the spins. I actually feel like I'm in an earthquake when I'm laying in bed. Like it literally feels, because of my shakes, it literally feels like the whole bed is one of those things you put a quarter in it, like in the movies you put a quarter in the bed and it starts vibrating. That's what my bed feels like when I have the shakes. I can't stand it. It makes it so hard to fall asleep. Ever going to get cold, Tiffany? Get cold? It's chilly, but not freezing. Like, if I step out the door, I have it open for circulation in here, or else it kind of feels stuffy because the car is in here. This is a garage, you know. So, the car just got freshly filled with gas. And it doesn't really smell like gas, but if you close the door, it's like a garage. It's stuffy. It's a garage, so it's kind of chilly with the air coming in, but it's like 68 degrees. So it's right at the tip of my too cold mark, because my too cold mark is at 70, so 68 ain't that bad. All right, so I'm at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is piece 5. So after this one, I go back the other way. So I know that this is where I'm taking it out at, right up here. That's what happens when you make yourself up. Yeah, we have dry heat, but in the winter, it gets, I mean, we don't have fog or anything, but we get, I mean, it has been foggy before, but not very often. It does it around the mountains, but our coldest, I would say, it snowed in like 2013 or 14, maybe it was 2014 it snowed, but it doesn't ever snow. It didn't do that for 20 years, but it gets as cold as like 32 degrees. It still gets cold here, but that's not cold for some of you guys. You guys probably deal with that all winter. That's probably the warmest time of day. So that's why a lot of people come here during the winter time, the snowbirds, because they're getting away from where it's snowing there, and they come here to where they can wear tank tops, because it's, you know, they've acclimated so well to specific weather that they can wear a tank top here when it's 30 degrees, you know? Scratching himself. I'm glad my cat don't sleep in my bed. He comes to my bed, but if he did and he was scratching or something, I would feel it, and I always like jerk myself awake when I have the shakes, so yeah. And I also spin when I close my eyes. It feels like I'm spinning. That isn't as bad, though, as my shakes in bed. My shakes in bed... My husband don't feel that. He just feels when I wiggle my feet too much and when I spin in circles. I have the face itches right now, unfortunately. It's like... It feels like tiny little hairs tickling my face at the same time as... the nerves are burning. It's the weirdest thing. That just means it's upcoming to pill time, which is in an hour, so I should be okay for an hour. I usually don't come on at this time of day. Maybe you lived here in the summer, or a different part of, because I'm in Havasu, and it, like when I was in Kingman, which is a different city, it's an hour away, it got cold there and it snowed. Where I lived, it snowed every year in the area I lived in. We got snow every year. And I couldn't stand it. That's why I came back up here to Havasu, because I had lived here as a teenager. So, and I loved, my grandma lived here, so I was always back and forth anyway, with lots of friends here and so on. So, and it gets cold in the winter, but only like 2 months worth. From January to February is its coldest. All right, this is piece 5, so piece 6 starts going back the other way. So my pop color is red, so it's going to go back the opposite way from me, so away from me. So I'm going to take this one apart. Once I get these 2 panels finally, like this whole piece done, and get the 2 pieces of the quilt together, you guys will see why what I'm hoping turns out to look like what I drew and what I saw in my head. I only use talk text when I have to. Some of the words that don't understand. What did I just do that for? See, this is what I mean. You gotta pay attention. This was supposed to be here. That is supposed to be there. Took that one apart for no reason. It's called pay attention, or you're going to be taking the wrong ones apart. That's what you get for talking. So I'm going to sew these 2 back together real quick. Lay it back down. Pay attention. I don't know what I was doing there. And take this one apart. Yeah, I'm the mover in my sleep. I move around and do all jerk and kick and wiggle and squirm and spin and you name it. That's why my husband and I sleep separate. Plus I don't sleep much anyway. Alright, is that where I want it? This time I did it right. So make sure you pay attention to that one, guys. I just didn't pay attention and it totally went away from me. Oh well. I fixed it. Needs to ease up soon. My face feels like someone just took like a bucket of hot water and splashed it on me. It's like horrible. scraping ice from the windows already. Wow. Yeah, it doesn't really get too chill in Phoenix, Sandy. Yes, I like the way this is coming together. I'm just hoping that once it's combined, that it looks like I thought it would. It should. It should create exactly what I was going for. All right, next piece. Let's pay attention this time. Slide these over. And if you guys need to, don't forget, you can number your pieces. Like, I don't know if you saw, but usually I use sticky notes. So I go to the 99-cent store. You get 400 sticky notes for a 99-cent store. And then I also bought these dot labels. I don't even know if they're going to stick to the fabric, but I got them so that I can try and see. So for those of you who do it this way, just use these and number all your pieces. But I'm going to attempt to try with something else that I'm going to work on. See if those dot things help me keep things in order. We'll see. Normally I just pin a little sticky note to it, and that works the best for me. But I go through a lot of sticky notes. But that's okay. It's $1 like for, I don't know, they last me like 6 months. Oh, 6 months worth of quilts, I should say. Unless I'm quilting more than I have in the last couple months. Alright, right sides together. Oh, I've had the fever this whole time, Diane. It still hasn't got, it's been between 99.6 and 100.8, or 101.8. That was not last night, but yesterday afternoon. I have not checked it at all today, so. But I've been taking medicine. My doctor gave me a bunch of meds. It's most likely because all of my whole entire digestive tract is inflamed right now. It's diverticulitis, and it's annoying and just causes all sorts of problems. But the inflammation part is horrible, and that's what causes my GERD and irritable bowel part to act up. It's absolutely horrible. Oh, hello, Billy. I didn't even see I have you here. I have to scroll up, so. Teresa, you're lucky to have a king bed. We only have a queen, but we're both short, and I've told you that before, so it makes it easier. Let you know if the stickies work. Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. They're the dollar store, 99-cent store, whatever you call it. Some places are called the Dollar Tree. Some places are the 99-cent store. It's the same thing for me. So, yeah, I usually do the note thing, but I'm going to see if the stickies work. If they work on the fabric, then so be it. That's what I will start using, when, especially with Bargello quilts. Even though I usually tend to lay things out. When I take my pieces over with my ruler and I lay it next to me, I tend to keep everything together pretty well. But if I get to doing even more complex ones, you know, then I will have to number things. So, because not everybody has a good memory, and I definitely don't. I just know because I was going from left to right. That's all I remember. The way I cut it to lay. Stupid thing. Stop flipping. Who, me? Rest? No. Nope, can't take probiotics right now. My tummy is too messed up. All it does is make it worse. I'm on 4 different medications right now to help get the inflammation down. So, and stop other issues that I don't really care if you guys know, but obviously some of you know what I've been dealing with the last couple days. It's not fun. It's not fun, it's not pretty, and it don't smell right. But that's my life. That's what I have to live with. It's just really bad, and right now this case of face burning is kind of annoying, but I'll get over it. It'll go away after I take my meds. I just at least want to get these two sections put together so that you guys can see. Yeah, as soon as the antibiotics are over, I'll go back on my probiotics. But you can't take them both together. It literally screws everything in your gut up, and it's just gut-wrenching pain. It's horrible, horrible pain. Because one's trying to clear problems, and the other one is adding bacteria, you know? Good bacteria, but still. One is trying to remove bacteria, so the one trying to fight another. And on top of it all, I have a disease where my good is always fighting my good on top of everything, so. All right, so I'm going to lay my red right here. Let me just look at the chart one more time. So it's going to come all the way to the edge. And then it'll skip one. Okay, so it comes to right here. So I take that one apart. They didn't work for you, those round dots? Huh. Well, hopefully mine do. The only thing I think makes things hard is because I'm in my garage and it does get hot in here during the day, that the anything sticky dries out. Like all of my glue and anything that we have that's in our garage that's for like wood glue and stuff, all of those bottles dried out. So we're always finding ourselves, anytime we have to, you know, do a wood project or something that requires glue, we're always buying another thing of glue because, yeah, they dry out so fast in this garage. And don't forget to fold your pieces up, by the way, from your ripping your seam. Don't want to forget to do that. Donatol. I don't know what that is. I don't know the names of my medicines. I'd be able to tell you later, Diane, separately, in a regular text. So I'm going to assume that this is actually a good time for everybody, like right before it's too late and after dinner type time. I'm just asking because 90% of you, well, 80% of you that watch me that I know for a fact all live on from like Texas over, and then we have 2 Californians that I think, yeah, 2 Californians and me here in Arizona, and then the rest of you are like Texas and beyond, more towards the East Coast. So, yeah, I have to tell you too, Pamela, also, the stuff that, like for my GERD, I take Redanatine, I can't say it, Prilosec and, Zantac. Those are the 2 that I take for my GERD. the two combined help. One's a morning pill and one's a PM pill. So between the both of them, they help just a little, but I still end up eating a lot of Tums during the day. Yeah, see you guys. Oh, Washington. Okay. So you're in the same time zone as me until November 11th or something when your guys' time changes, huh? All right, so this one goes to here. I'm on piece 9. Okay. So piece 9 goes right there. This one's so tiny. Diane's in Texas too. Maybe you guys are close. That'd be cool, because then you guys could sew together. Hey, Max. All right, last piece for this part. This is the first section. Last piece going on, and then I'm going to press it.
13 people.
13? Holy moly.
Yes, people. Yeah, you have 13 people watching.
Awesome. How many thumbs up?
Thumbs up. 9.
13 people and 9 thumbs up. No, I don't really pay attention to that, honestly, guys. I just thought that would be funny to say it. Maxine just said hi to you guys. I'm going to say hi in the view right here. Sorry, guys, about the buffering. And I'll tell Maxine as soon as she gets out that you guys... It should be going now, though. It's showing me going. I connected to a different internet. Oh, it should still be working. My screen doesn't show it being frozen, so I'm sorry if it is. Watching.
This one?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I am so smart.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What are we doing tomorrow for Halloween?
Going for a walk on the college.
Because
All right, I think the internet is back. All right, guys. Sorry. It kicked off the internet for a second. I don't know why. No, nobody's even watching anything on the internet right now. I need an internet genius to troubleshoot for me. It should be on now. All my lights are green. Yeah, I don't know why it does that. I never said this was perfect. It's always worse at night. I'll tell you that. It's the same thing every night. Especially in my room. But look at how much clearer it came back. It's way clearer now, huh? That's weird. Supposedly using YouTube, it uses a lot of uploading purposes for this. Yes, it's a very great picture. So I'm going to turn it over to the iron. I got to plug it in first real quick. And everything for now is finger pressed to the left, but when I get to the iron, we'll press everything to the left, and then we'll start adding the next pieces. But I want to press this section first so that it lays nice and flat. It's a darn good picture right now. You guys could probably see the great color in this. All right, let me turn the screen over and plug the iron in. As you guys know, I can't read comments over at the iron. My phone is literally dead. So give me a second. You could watch me press it real quick. And then after I press it, we'll come back to the sewing machine. Since I have the pieces right here, we're just going to bring those over to the sewing machine as soon as I press this. So, like I've been doing, since everything is being pressed to the left, I just laid it upside down so that everything is going up and away from me. And I'm just going to lay it here, give it a slight little tug, and I should put some water in this iron so that I can have some steam, because it is not a very hot iron, and steam kind of adds to the heat, which is a good thing. It helps everything lay flat. These irons are kind of cheesy, these cheesy ones. But I'm thinking about taking Squeak apart and seeing what's wrong with it. Alright, let's try this again. Aha, much better. I'm just giving it a little bit of steam. Pressing all these pieces. Just kind of rolling along them. Giving it a slight tug because I want this to stay flat, but I want the seam to go down without burning my fingers. But I want my seam as open as possible. Then I will flip it over and give it a good press with some steam. Alright, so I want my red up to me, and I'm going to go grab those other pieces real quick and bring them over here. So remember, the piece that I'm sewing next I'm going to have on my left, so that when I bring it over there I just grab from the one that's facing up, so I'm not having to grab from underneath anything. I just take my ruler, lay it under there, just like that. Unplug the iron because I don't need it for a little while. And I just bring it over to me, over here. Oh my God, are you serious? Turn. There we go. So I just bring it right here, like so, and lay it down, like that. Keeping it a little bit out of my way because this is getting quite big now. Yeah, you guys can entertain each other. I can't turn on Squeak. Squeak doesn't work anymore. I'm going to take Squeak apart and see. I like to take things apart. I'm pretty sure it's just, it's probably got a crack in it, but I will super glue it or something. Because, hey, you never know. I'm not able to get another one because I can't find the stupid receipt. My husband could have swore he gave it to me, and we could have swore we stuck it in the receipt thing. And I have every receipt for everything I've purchased this year. Like all the stuff that I get within the same year stays on in a pile. And then I also have last year's receipts. So anything, because I keep track for customers' quotes, you know, so I have to keep track. And yeah, I have my keeping track receipts, but I could not find the iron on any receipt. So yeah, I don't know. All right, so here's our 1-inch piece. And this one, oddly enough, in my design, instead of the red right here, the red is going to come apart at the next one because it's going to end up on the bottom. So this is going to disappear into the next color, and then it's going to come back up again. So, which would be cool though, because it's going to create another design. Alright, so right sides together, and again they nest nicely. So I've got one thread, it's got one knot in it. It's giving me trouble. So, don't mess up. Yes, Diane's doing it too, I forgot to say. Aren't you going to make it too, Michelle, though? And I know Teresa said she's going to try also. Obviously, you all have other projects to get done. How are you doing, Michelle, since we talked yesterday asking you about how far, or maybe it was Sunday, when I asked you how far you've gotten. Are you any further now? This little bitty piece is a little bit harder to sew on, but so small, so skinny. Just be careful not to rip it because it doesn't really have much holding it together anymore because it is only 1 inch. And I'm probably going to go press this actually once it's on because it's so small. I know that you're who you're working on it for. I was just asking if you're further along. I know you've been working super hard, woman. So I just lost a little bit of a 1/4 inch here. So I'm going to re-go over this section. There we go. So that it does come out a 1/4 inch. So I'm going to put this on here. And knowing me, I got a freaking wrinkle in it. I'm going to take it to the iron real quick and press it while the iron's still warm. Just real quick on this piece. Just so it stays open to sew the next section on, because this is so tiny. Sorry, I'm having issues over here real quick. Trying to get this little dinky seam to stay one way. I didn't have this problem on the top section, but I am having it with the bottom. It's so small. Maybe it's just my fingers don't want to work with small stuff today. Okay. Sorry about that. Set up upset. How is she doing, by the way, Michelle? Alright. While I wait for that, we are coming back in with red now. So if my red was at the top, starting at that piece. And I am going to just keep going up until I get to number 20. So I'm going to take it apart right here so my red becomes visible again. I should be able to just build from here now. All the way up to number 20. Mariah is her doggy. Mariah is Michelle's doggy. Doggy cancer. It's very sad. Very sad. Because Michelle loves her doggies. She is a doggy lover. So everybody give her some loving and tell her not to be so sad. Alright, so let's get to this. I at least want to get this whole half, these 2/4 done. It's half done of this bottom section. And then I can come back tomorrow with the other half. Sorry, Michelle. That's funny that it just said her herpes off. Stupid. Are you talk texting or just texting and that's how it came out? I'm sorry. I just saw that and I'm like thinking, what the heck does that mean? So yeah, that sucks. Put some doggy socks on her. I know they make them. I've seen them. That way she could just at least chew on the doggy socks instead of her own paws. She has a big dog though. So that might be harder to keep them on her, you know. 'Cause bigger dogs, they could rip things off. Smaller dogs have issues. This is such a tiny little piece right here. But it's there. Okay. So I'm going to attempt to finger press this. Yeah, you do. So that's how old she is in human years? I mean, dog years as opposed to human years?
I would wonder though, if, since you did need a laugh, can dogs get herpes? or crabs, or what else do humans get that are sexually transmitted? So if a boy dog humps a girl dog, can he give her herpes because he cheated with the neighbor's girl dog? Oh, that'd be funny. Sorry. I know, I can sometimes be a little out there. But Michelle needed a laugh. Yeah. Ah. Cancer was your son. Got him when he was 4 months and he was 17. And that old. Oh, that sucks, Pamela. Yes, doggy STDs. Can dogs get STDs? Is it possible? I mean, I wouldn't know because I don't have a dog. I have a cat. But then it would be the same. Can cats get it? So can a pussy get an STD? A mature content video. Mature content. Sorry, guys. Not for children's eyes. Or ears, I should say, for my funny conversations. I'm curious. Do dogs and cats get STDs when they cheat on their spouse that lives in the same house? Kind of funny. Not funny, but I guess to me it is. Just curious. Curiosity has struck me. Alright, so now it's the next one up. So it starts like the other one started with a piece first and then was the pop color. Now this one starts with the pop color and works its way up to piece 5 and then comes down and then it comes away, disappears altogether, and then comes back and starts working its way up. And we're going to keep working our way up till the 20th piece. So for those of you who are following, I'm trying to get you the numbers as I go because I'm following my own chart as I go. Obviously, I don't pre-know what I'm doing. I mean, I pre-know, but not the number of pieces. So now I'm traveling back upwards with my stepping stones of color. Stay. Seems all my seams want to turn too. They're still matching, but they just don't seem to want to stay laying flat. And if that happens, just lay them the way you need them to go. Oh, this means I've been out here for an hour or so. When the light above me clicks off and you guys see a little bit more dimness, that's a timed light. It literally has its own little... I don't control the timer. It just doesn't like to stay on for longer than like an hour and 15 minutes. So that is my new thing. If that light goes out, then I know it's time to get off soon. Can't get off in the middle of a flow though. So. Oh, yeah. Thanks. I don't know if dogs do, but I know cats can? So that means dogs can if cats can. Had a good laugh there. My friends that I sew with on Tuesday gave me a new knee shower. Today I got nightgowns and coloring books. Hi, Billy. Good idea, Billy. Overhead, I'm going to tell my friend since I got her new hip. That's a sweet of them. That was nice. Yes, very nice. It's a smart light. It's not a smart light, it just likes to turn itself off. It's those long ball, there's a word for it. There's a word for the long bulbs. Not halogen. Are they halogen? I have no idea. But whatever it is, it doesn't like to stay on for longer than a little bit. It's like an hour and 15. We've timed it once just because. And it kind of sucks if that's the only light on and it turns itself off because you forget that it turns off and then it becomes pitch black in here and I can't see what I'm doing. I've done that before. Are you trying to make a joke there, Diane? Because if so, it's funny. Yes, this fabric is turning me on. So funny. Yes, fluorescent lights. That's what the word is. Thank you. See, my brain don't work like everyone else's. I know it's on the tip of my tongue, but it can't come out. It's the weirdest thing. Like, I can think and think, and I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm saying. But yeah, it just doesn't come out with my mouth the proper way. Like, I don't know. So now I'm going one more step up. I'm just going to keep stepping up my reds until I get to piece 20. Then I think I stop at piece 20. I just got a notification I got another subscriber. You got another subscriber, Sandy? Awesome. Mine doesn't always give me a notification. I got on, not yesterday, the day before, because I was just on YouTube. I spent a lot of time on YouTube watching videos and stuff. And yeah, it didn't even tell me, but my number had went up one more subscriber than it was the before, and it was like at 37 or something. And I got on and it said 37, and I was like, wait a second, but it was just 36, and it didn't even tell me there was a new subscriber. So I think the ones that hit the notification bell might be the ones that you get a notice for, that they are getting notified for your videos. I think that might be what it is. I don't know, don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I was cracking up sometimes I have trouble completing a thought. Yeah, mine is like that too. Yours is just going to get worse, and I hate to, think about that for you, but Pamela, I am so sorry in advance, because I already knew someone that got really, really sick and moved to Oregon purposely to end their life because they just couldn't handle it anymore. She was so bad, she was in a wheelchair, and yeah, she couldn't feed herself, she couldn't eat, she couldn't breathe, she had a trachea tube, so much, like, it was horrible, horrible, horrible. So I feel for anybody with that. Just like my MS. It's only getting worse, but I'm just, every day, I'm keeping at something so that, I can accomplish something before the time comes that I can't do anything anymore. But it'll be a long while from now. Doctor said, it took 15 years for secondary to hit in, so, now that I'm a secondary, obviously things will happen faster, but, and Michelle knows what it's like too, because Michelle has MS like me. All of us here have something medically wrong that affects the way we live. And it sucks. But that is why we have this right here. This quilting, it keeps us normal. Normal, normal, normal. As normal as we can feel. This is what does it for us. I know at least for me it does. And I know for quite a few of you it does as well. When these seams lay nicely, look, you can just keep going one long seam until you can't reach no more. Just keep going all the way down these seams. They nest so nicely. But I don't always get notifications that I have new subscribers. Your numbers go up and down. Congratulations, Sandy and Tiffany. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. Yes. Hey, you all have to do me getting subscribers. It's not just me. Congratulations to you guys as well. Yeah, that's gotta suck. So is it running your family then, Pamela? See, nobody in my family has what I have. Nobody in my family has MS. But then it's not a familial disease either. A lot of people, it runs in families, but it's kind of just coincidence that it does. It's not because it's a disease that is genetic. But if it does run in families, then I have 4 kids that have the chance of ending up with it. And we already think one probably will have similar problems. And that's my oldest, Alexa, is most likely going to end up with something like MS and or similar. She definitely already has fibromyalgia. Knee replacement Fridays. We'll have to find a new way to sew. Will you not be able to bend your knee after your knee replacement, Billy? Alright, so this is one piece up. I'm just laying it in front of me now so I don't get lost here. So this is the one that's coming apart right here. I keep getting stuck to the fabric and not the seam, the thread. My eyes are kind of blurry right now, and I had my glasses on yesterday for this blurry vision thing, but I took them off because they give me a headache, but it takes my blurry vision away, and I just put them aside and didn't put them on today. Alright, still tapering up, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces to go. What effects does MS have on the body? Okay, MS, okay, Tracy, MS has mainly nerve issues, with just the same with Pamela, how she has ALS. We both have, and Michelle has MS as well. It's our nerves. What's happening is our cells in our body are attacking the covering, the myelin sheath that covers our nerve, the nerves that run through our body. So here's an electrical wire, right? There is a wire underneath this. So our good cells in MS are attacking this, causing damage to the nerves. This is the nerve, this is the sheath that covers the nerve. Once our body starts, the cells start attacking this, it's going to expose. So if you cut this in half or cut a chunk off, you're exposing those metal wires inside. That's what's happening to our bodies with MS. So it causes so much nerve damage that it affects tingling and numbness throughout our whole entire bodies, especially from the waist down. It really affects from the trunk down more than it affects other areas. But it also affects our brain and how our brain functions. I don't know how to explain it too much more than that, because that's like the simple way to explain it. But it's affecting all those things, and it not only, those nerves go everywhere. So your nerves go to your stomach, your nerves go to your throat, so we have swallowing issues. Our nerves go to our eyes, so we have optic issues. Our nerves go to our ears, so we end up with hearing. Our nerves run through into our stomach, so inside all of our organs, like problems with our heart, so it'll feel like our heart is racing, but our heart isn't racing. It's just the nerves to it feel like it because they're being attacked. The nerves to our spinal cord is one big long nerve. All the nerve endings that shoot off our spinal cord are sending signals to parts of our body that probably don't even hurt. It's just feels like it because it's oversensitive. So if I bang my hand right here on this machine and hit really hard, I'm probably going to feel it in my elbow because the nerves don't go where they're supposed to. They're so damaged inside of our body that it doesn't affect it where it's supposed to. That is MS, but that is also what Pamela has here with ALS. So yeah, I hope I explained that well enough. But we deal with a lot of pain, damage to our bowel system. Our bladder is one thing that is highly affected. Like I said, from the trunk down, anything that's the waist down area is really highly affected. And it also kind of depends on the lesions that we have in our brain. So under a MRI machine, to an average person that doesn't know how to read an MRI, those kind of things, and you see a bunch of white spots, you know, which is, it looks, to you, the average person, it's going to look like a tumor, but to the doctor, obviously, they call them lesions. It's just a bunch of damaged cell clusters in our brain and on our spine. Some people have them as low as into the T part of your spine, so not just cervical, but thoracic. Some people have lesions all the way into their thoracic spine, but it's pretty common in the cervical spine and the brain. I hope I'm not medically confusing anybody. I'm pretty smart on this. It's just harder to explain, but we deal with a lot of issues. So yeah, it's a nerve issue. It causes depression even, and anxiety, and that's where this comes in for me. Like, it keeps me from having those problems completely. Yes, sewing machine for Billy with a start and stop button. Mine actually has that. You have to remove the foot pedal for it to work, though. It won't work if the foot pedal is on it. So, okay, I could probably get all these done pretty quick if I stop talking. Yes, Michelle, thank you that I put it right. And yes, Pamela, I'm pretty good at explaining things. I don't know all the exact ways to pronounce medical terminology, which you guys would be like, can you put that in layman's terms for me? Because I can't understand what you're saying, Tiffany. I can't say medical words properly, but that's the English version that I just explained. So yeah, every day, that's what we deal with. Hey. It causes pain and all sorts of problems. And the problems that happen, okay, so there's 4 different kinds. And now doctors are trying to say that there's only 3 different kinds of MS. We have relapsing remitting, which is RRMS. Those are people who have episodes once, maybe twice a year, sometimes once every 3 years. The episode is where their symptoms are overactive, as in it causes, so if you don't always have the shakes, that's going to happen during an episode where the shakes will finally come, you'll have weakness, you won't be able to do much. And then it goes away. Sometimes it lasts 5 days, sometimes it lasts 5 weeks. Then it disappears. Then there's secondary progressive, which is what I am, where I am always having the symptoms, and then while I always have those symptoms, I also have relapses, where I have top-off symptoms, where symptoms that aren't my average symptoms happen. So my vision problems, my facial problems that I'm having right now, which is part of it, it's called trigeminal neuralgia. I have optic neuritis, and it causes severe blurry vision and pain in my eyeballs. So I have glasses that I wear during these problems, and pills I take for my face to stop burning and feeling like it's on fire, which it's already eased up quite a bit. And then during my episodes, I have more seizures during my episodes. It's not typical or common for MS patients to have seizures, but because I pre-diagnosis had seizure problems, it makes it worse. And then there's primary progressive. Usually their disease starts speeding up, and then it just goes faster and faster. That is the same with what Pamela suffers from with ALS. Her disease started, and it's only going to get worse. It will never go into remission and get better. It's just always going to get worse the rest of her life. So pray for her, because we don't want it to happen to her yet. She needs at least 25, 30 more years. Or however old she is for it to hit, you know? You gotta at least live until you're 65 plus. But for me, it's a lot of issues. I mainly during episodes deal with bladder issues like right now, and bowel issues like right now, and or my legs stop working. That is my secondary problem. My legs like to give out, and once my legs get out, I'm in my wheelchair anywhere from a week to sometimes 3 or 4 days. It comes back. It comes and goes on its own. But then I have been in my wheelchair for 2+ years at once because it was like I was paralyzed from the waist down. I could not move my bottom half of my body, and it sucked really bad. And that's why we had my bathroom transformed handicap, so I can stay functional for myself. And then I have days like today, my belly hurts and I feel like crap, but I'm still going, you know. I have lots of pain, but I don't need my cane to walk or anything. It's because it's all in my bowels right now, so it happens. And those are my episodes. So the worst part of the disease, but they have medication now that is for specifically, mainly for relapsing remitting, to keep people with MS from having the attacks in the first place. And a lot of people have had success with it. Then there are those that have success with marijuana, with medical marijuana. So, I don't know. I just barely, after 18 years of having the disease, I just barely started taking meds a couple months ago, so. I never wanted to, but now I do. And I don't see any difference, honestly. No cure. That's right, Pamela, to any of what we have. And we also have another thing with MS and with ALS as well. You develop secondary conditions, like I developed irritable bowel GERD, and you name it. I developed a bunch of stuff, fibromyalgia and arthritis. Well, I had arthritis as a kid, but you develop other issues on top of it all, you know. So you end up with 50 different diagnoses, all because of one problem. So, oh yeah, and I'm pressing to the left right now, by the way. For anybody that forgot which way we're going, the bottom half of this whole entire quilt top is pressing to the left. The top half was all to the right. So. Yes, that would be awesome for you, Pamela. Stick around until, and not have any more issues until after your grandkids get married or graduate school or, you know, something of big, whatever. Thank you, Diane. I try my best to explain things. I have no, you know, besides a wire next to me to example it. The last time I had to explain it, like, in depth to a bunch of people at a convention-y thing for people like me with MS and other diseases that are similar. When I was up doing the explanation, I had a wire, and I just snipped away a bunch of sections. Yeah, I'm on right now.
Oh, I say hi.
Scott is saying hi to everyone right now, but he's doing household chores. Alright, where are we at? So, you need to be here until 105, a magic number. You're counting around 61 and not ready to kick the bucket. Yep. I don't think, my great-grandma was 88 when she finally kicked the bucket, so I'm hoping to surpass that one. My husband doesn't think he will, but I know he will. He thinks that because he was in the war that, you know, it caused additional issues that are unseen, and that's why most veterans don't live past certain ages. But I was like, there's a lot of veterans 90 years old. There was one that was 102 that was in World War II or I or something like that. It was on a YouTube video, actually, that I watched. He was celebrating his 102nd birthday, which is rare for men. Usually women live longer. So yeah, our diseases don't affect our age. They just affect our ability to do specific things at specific ages. So the older you get, the worse it gets. Alright, so I'm still tapering upward. I figure it this way, Sandy. It's not that it's not Satan bothering me or something. It's people pray for me and have always said things, I'll pray for you, all this, all that. I don't mind what people do. I just, whatever, I kind of just say you don't really have to though, because there's a reason why God gave some of us these diseases. And that is so the future people who end up with these problems will have doctors that have learned from us and our problems now. So in the future, there's going to be more and more. So by the time my kids' kids have kids, they're going to know everything there's to know, and there probably might even be a preventative shot or cure, you know? So there's a reason why we're here, and everybody learns from those who get cancer and diseases like us and so on and so forth. We're not being punished. Plus, I don't think God meant us for us to all live forever. It's got to be population control somehow. I don't mean that to sound weird or anything, you know, but gotta live and die. Can't live forever, and you can't be healthy forever either. Sooner or later, something happens to everyone. It's just the way the world works. Anyone else think they would not live to age 30? Nah. I knew I would keep going. I'll be around for a while. I'll be around for a while because I have a lot to teach. There's one reason why I'm going to be here, and that's so that my grandkids can keep doing this too, and my grandkids can teach theirs, and so on and so forth, so that this right here, because I keep hearing from so many people that quilting is a dying thing. No, it is not, and it's going to keep going. It just takes all of us to get the youngins to want to sew and learn how to do it. Get them off of their computers and their video games long enough to make something beautiful, and once they do it one time, they're going to want to do it again. Because my oldest daughter, she made one and she wanted to do it again and again and again, and now she has a project that she started last week and she needs to finish it, and she will because she's interested. Again, I'm just quickly finger pressing. Normally I pad finger press, but I'm trying to do it quickly like, because I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more pieces to sew on real quick. Go back. Wish to. I can't. Not only that, too, it has brought us all together. Yes, it has. Very much so. To you, it just came in, and well, I didn't get to hear all of it, but I'll go back and listen if I do understand what little bit I have. What are you doing?
Turn that back.
Trying to make a mess?
But no, I'm gonna take a shower.
Okay.
So when I'm done, this thing's just gonna cut my hair.
Well, you're gonna have to wait because I'm still doing this.
It's gonna take you hours.
It's not gonna take me hours. I'm almost done with this section, and I'm stopping after these two pieces. The 2 quarters are together. I'm trying to get it done. All right. Let's unhook this one. Now you guys are gonna start seeing pop color number 2, which is B, or C. Pop color C. Yeah, pop color C is gonna start popping up on this top section. It's gonna look really cool. Sides together. I'm making sure this piece where the pressed seam was gets pushed down. This is so hard to read over here. I'm going to put this whole thing in front of me. Alright, let's see. It was such a... Okay, hold on. Where were we? Need to go... Alright, I was such a horrible teenager. My mom always told me she expected to get a call that I was found dead. So that sucks. From your mother? telling you that? If you've ever been to a big quilt festival, you would know that quilting is not a dying thing. If anything, it's expanding. Yes. 16 watching. Yes, I just started quilting this year. Yeah, I know it's not dying, but some people say, I've heard it said to me a bazillion times, but aren't you doing something that's a dying art? I'm like, you don't even know what I see every day. It's kind of funny. Definitely not
Where do
dead.
you get that?
Everybody said hi, Scott, by the way. Since you said hi, they all said hi back.
Okay. This light on outside?
Huh?
Is that one of the kids? Whoops, not that one. This one.
That probably a kid, because I haven't gone out there. I will be soon, but I have a couple more pieces to sew. Well, Dwana, even though you started this year, by next year you'll be like all over the place with a billion projects started and as happy as can be in your happy place. It becomes obsessive compulsive almost, and I have to check this end because that end looks like my tension is all disastrous. See, you guys got to pay attention to that. See, my tension just randomly, the other row did not do it, but this one just did. So I just snip away from some of it, just the stuff that hangs out too much. I pull that bottom thread out pretty much is what I'm doing. So that way it doesn't tangle. The bottom half of the Bargello, well, a quarter of the bottom half, so that tomorrow I can come on with the rest of it.
Okay. Ooh, did you use your new little magnetic thing?
Yeah, one is somewhere over there. That one, yeah. It doesn't stick to very much stuff though.
Do you want me to find you a spray bottle for your water?
No, I had two right here. Triana keeps stealing them, so I had to hide them from her. But I wanted a big one that way I don't have to keep
Okay, do you want a big one from under?
filling those. No, I'm fine.
What?
I'm good.
Okay.
Alright. Why we are having tension issues. Rethread. Pop out the bobbin. Slide it back in. Sorry guys. Okay, I cannot read this that fast. That's Modern Art Quilt. Thumbs up. Ooh, this machine stinks, guys. It literally smells like burnt electronics. Like, horribly. Ugh. Has any of you actually went and smelled your machines before to see what they smell like when they've been being used for a while? Because this thing stinks. Oy, oy, oy. Awesome. Think the old man in the door. Now when he comes in, all the dogs go crazy. Brings me home and left over McDonald's so that the dogs need burger meals. We're cramping. Cramping who style? I don't know what you guys are saying now, Tom. Sell biscuits to the dogs, wait by the door. Already done. I have no idea what you're saying, but I'm going to see if my tension is correct now. Zooming down everywhere I just went. Now let's check it out and look. Ooh, yeah, nice. Alright. Back to where I was. This machine stinks. See, I told you, these things go fast. Okay, this is not staying that way either. What if I put it right here? Alright, it's in front of my face now, guys. Let's see if that works. It was falling in front of me, so I couldn't see what you guys are saying. So you smell something when yours come on? Watching Tiffany and others. Well, good. I'm glad you're learning. So you're going to try making this, Dewana? It's not actually as hard as the idea of looking at it, the idea you get when you look at it and you're like, oh, I can't do that. This is simple. Now, doing the ones that are patterns that you would find where it looks like it's twisting and stuff, those would be not beginner. This, just the simple style that I'm doing, 100% beginner friendly. So if you're going to try making a Bargello, this would be the easiest way to do it. The one that I made before this, the other one that I did as my side project that's going to be a gift, it was actually a little bit harder because in some areas there's no seam nesting, so you actually have to align it up just right to make sure you get it right. That's the one that everybody wants me to write a pattern for, but I don't know how to write a pattern, so I just have to write the directions down, I guess. That's the only thing I could think of doing. Yes, the smell means it's going out. I already told you guys, this machine has been acting funny. I'm 100% sure within the next, I'm not going to say like week, but because I need it to still work. But I say within the next 6 months, this machine will be no longer in service, like the rest of my machines under these tables. And they're all, guess what, Brother machines. Nothing against Brother. They have expensive, more nicer ones, like the one that the Quilting Marine uses, the Brother, whatever, it looks just like my Juki. I mean, that's probably a good machine, you know, but it's only straight stitch. The machine, this kind of machine, for the simple fact that I am doing not only straight stitch, I do applique here and there as well. So I kind of need to be able, and I free motion stitch a lot sometimes on this one with little projects. So I like to be able to have the options. I would love embroidery. That would probably be my next option of a machine, is a all-in-one with embroidery machine. That would be awesome. But those are a little bit out of my price range, especially the computerized ones. And I would only use it for certain things, like to make little pictures for blocks or something, so that my daughter's pictures can come to life. Because I saw an embroidery machine that scans pictures, and then it will turn it into an embroidered whatever you want it to be. Take a quilting class. Well, here's your quilting class right here, Tracy. What do you need to be taught? You find, like, Teresa, she knows because she sent me a pattern, which I will be tutorialing after this project and my customer quilts are finished. That's the next big project, is a tutorial off of a pattern that she sent me, so that whatever. So if you have a specific thing that you want to make, all you have to do is let me know, and send it in an email request so that I can find whatever it is that you're wanting to do, and I'll teach it just like a class would, except it's virtual. So, and as well as you also have the access to me on Facebook. We can do Facebook Messenger for extra teaching. If you think something's wrong, just call me and I'll be like, walk you through it, kind of thing. So I can teach just as well both ways, guys, not just here, but one-on-one with you guys on Facebook video chatting and stuff, if you really, really need help. Sounds good. Scared of a crappy quilt. I do control Scrappy. I'm a random crazy Scrappy. You guys all know that, though. How to turn a Wi-Fi box off. Usually there's a little on and off switch on the top thing, not the side, where the lights are, where they're blinking, but the opposite end where the plugs are. I know that's where ours is. Oh, cool. So you can see how it all fits together. Yeah, see, that's why. Because I make the whole entire quilt. I'd love to send you some scraps. I'm thinking of doing something with scraps soon, because I've showed you guys I have a big, humongous tub of scraps. I don't know what I want to do, but I'm thinking something random with scraps. I don't know if I want to sew them as they are or cut them all down to a specific size. But there's like, I don't know, a bazillion quilts worth of scraps down there. I could probably get, on a realistic number, probably 30 quilts worth of scraps. So that's a lot of quilt scraps. And then those scraps are going to make scraps, which will probably make 2 or 3 more extra scrap quilts. I could probably get 30 queen-size quilts out of the scraps I have. That's not including the rest of my scraps that I have been making piles of in different bags, scattering throughout here. But then you guys know I kind of make quilts really, really fast. Michelle, I think that's north of Milwaukee. Just unplug it and plug it back. Are you talking about my... Oh, you're talking about the internet for Sandy, huh? And it can be used for a machine. Can be used on a frame like my Juki. Yeah, you know, when it comes to those frame machines though, the ones that they say can go on a frame, I'm just telling you guys now, like the video I just posted yesterday of a little bit of what I was doing on my customer quilt that's on the frame, I'm telling you guys now, those machines, designed wise in Japan, they weren't designed to be on a frame. They work on a frame because the Grace Company and whatever other frame companies there are sell it that way. They get you to buy it. So they give you a couple sure stitch plugs and blah 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 with a stitch regulator and say, here you go, here is a setup. But in reality, the machine was not meant to go on a frame like that. So that is why I personally, and I've known other people now that I've met through this whole process, that 100% have so many issues from putting a regular industrial or domestic machine on a tray, frame tray, and free motioning that way. It doesn't always work like you think it will. Don't know why they get people to buy their things just because they do it that way, but they should sell it with the machines that were designed to go with the frames, which is a long arm. And someday I will have. It has computer, lots of stuff, even embroidery. I lost my 1/4 inch seam, I'm sorry. Had to come back a little. I hate when that happens, because I'm not paying attention. I have 3 more strips to go, and then we can finally call it quits on this part for tonight, because that'll mean 1/2 of the bottom half is put together. So, I still have to write down all the numbers for you guys again. Actually, I'm probably just going to go copy and paste them from the other posts. Make it a little easier on myself. All right. I'm still going up. So I'm rolling it, and that one sits there, so this is where I'm taking it apart, because now my blue color is coming into play. And you guys are going to see soon, because as soon as I put these together, I'll press it real quick, and then I will hold it up to the other piece, because I don't have the floor right now to lay anything out on. So... yeah, I could send out scraps too. I won't be able to send big packages worth, you know. I got to keep it into those it fits it ships boxes, because I am kind of poor, guys. But I can share. Okay, I will share. And it's all 100% cotton scraps. I have bags that are other scraps from other projects that are still scrap quilt worthy, honestly. But they're in other areas of where I keep scraps. I haven't made very many clothes, but what I have had, and clothing that I've cut up, I put those scraps in separate areas. So if you need scraps to make something scrappy, how about this? Here's an idea. Hold on. Let me see if I make sure I say, read all these comments first. Okay, you guys are, oh, embroidery, one, scrappy. Machine like that go to a baby lock or to no. Alright, so here's an idea. Right now, for this video, right now, 5 people. I'll take 5 of you followers, the first 5 of you to send me an email, and I'm going to go off of 5 because I know all of you are going to probably send me an email. The first 5 emails in my email list from this video only, I will send some scraps to. How's that? I will put them in little boxes and send you some scraps. It'll be random though. I can't tell you what it's going to be because it's just a big pile of everything. Most of it's pictures and not pictures, cartoon characters and or Barbie prints and Tweety Bird prints and then ones with little scissors and the thing that goes stethoscope. Like I'll have to pull it out another day, but it could just be a random surprise thing of scraps. How's that? So for the first 5 emails, so if there's 30, the first 5 are going to be the people that get it, okay? 5 people. Be quick about it, guys. First 5. Send me your address, and I will send you scraps. Got one of hers was Joy's got one of hers and will send. I'd like to get another job on one of those. What are you guys talking about? Machines? Oh, okay. I was going to say, I'm lost. But if you guys are talking amongst each other about machines, you know, that's okay. Then I don't have to keep up completely. You won't be able to enjoy it because you keep working just paid off. Well, some kind of email just came through. My phone all has not only emails, but it has Facebook Messenger now going off. Again, 5 emails, just the first 5 that come through into my email, you guys just send me an address and I will send you scraps. I don't know how big of a box yet because I got to find 5 boxes the same size. Okay? But I'll just grab a bunch of handfuls out, fill the boxes, and you'll get what you get. Get what you get and don't throw a fit, like our parents used to tell us. Men probably still do to this day. That means if your parents are still alive, I mean. Get what you get and don't throw a fit. And you guys do know my email is in the description. Okay? Just so you know. Just in case you didn't know. It's in the description. Alright, you guys see this? I'm still going up. And then after this, the last piece, I think this will be piece 20. I'm going to count them, press them. Make sure that I am at 20. Lining these up. And just going to sew down this. I gotta check my tension again though. It doesn't sound like it's off, but this machine is sure starting to stink, and it's still good, so I'm good. You're paying on your machine, enjoying them. Lily wants to make a string quilt, and next your daughter thinks she's getting all the quilts. I kind of want to do a quilt that takes does like string quilt, but instead controlled scrappy, where it's a jelly roll, and each individual jelly roll piece cut in half. So that's 1.25 inches slices. So it will 100% match. Add a couple like pop colors so that each block from it comes out a specific way. I think that would be super neat. That way it's controlled scrappy because it's from all the same fabric line with maybe a solid or two or something, you know. I think that would be fun. Be generous. Yes. Make children think the same way. Very, very generous we are. My whole goal over all this time was, you know, I taught myself something magnificent, and what is the word? Proficient at it, I guess. You know, like, I picked it up so easily, and all the little tricks that I taught myself and or learned from others, I want to teach myself. So I decided my giving to the world is teaching how to make it, and I really still want to teach troubled teens. I want to start a classroom, even if it's in my garage, set up a bunch table, get a bunch of donated machines, throw them all in here, get a bunch of teenagers over, and have a sewing club to keep teenagers out of trouble. Because there are so many getting into trouble these days in this day and age that I think a sewing club is 100%, or quilting club, because technically we're sewing but making quilts. A quilting club would be the best thing, because it keeps you busy. Once you start quilting, everybody knows this, once you start, if you don't like it in the first 10 minutes, you ain't going to stick with it. But if you like what you're doing and feel accomplished, then obviously you're going to stick with it, and it becomes so addicting that you don't stop. So if you think about it, get the teenagers off of the drugs, because they ain't going to want to stop once they start doing this. They're going to spend their drug money on their fiend for fabric. They're going to want to get a bunch of stash together and begging their parents for money so they can buy a jelly roll. Get it? Instead of a, bag of drugs, they're buying a jelly roll or a layer cake, And then their parents are really going to start freaking out. What do you want again? A jelly roll. Jelly roll, a layer cake? What is that? Duh, Mom, I told you from my quilting class. Oh, it's funny. Get quilts over the next few years. I'll have to look at Scrappy. Oh my God, you guys are going too fast for me. Making quilts for great grandkids and grandkids. Getting to send out 2 boxes. Very good at it. Nothing to worry about me. Got plenty of scraps. Looks like I won't be sending out 2 boxes. My entire family placing bids on my first quilt. Yeah, I have family members and friends. Actually, anybody that's on my Facebook, all my family and friends and people I've met over the years, they are all, every time I make something new, without saying it out loud, they're like, calling dibs or wanting me to make something for them. It's kind of funny. They're like, can you make me something like that? And I'm like, yeah, if you pay me. Not everybody gets a free quilt from me. I don't mean it to make it sound mean, but this does cost quite a bit of money. I have given everybody in the family a gift, so technically the rest is, if they want one, they can have them made for them then. Since everybody already got a freebie. First one was free. It was a gift. The rest, pay for it. But there are some family members that know that this costs a lot, so They only ask to get a quilt when they really like something that I do. Of course, everything I've been making lately has kind of been an eye grabber, but it's, I don't know, it's because they're my own creativity designs. That's why. My eye grabbing quilts are because it's myself designing them. Nope, it's not cheap. What's my great idea, Michelle? The teaching teenagers, you guys are like behind. Like 300. Maybe it was 350 for Rick's quilt. That little goes up. What are you talking about? Goes up. I'm still going up. I'm on number 20. You're trying to confuse me. 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and piece 20 is up. Yep. Then I start going back down. Hello, daughter. Alright, guys, can you plug the iron in for me? So that it can be done. After this gets sewn, I'm going to bring you to the iron. I'm going to press it, and then, since my daughter is out here, you're not going to? Okay, fine then. I will just do it all by myself. I was going to hold this piece up to that to show what it's looking like. Because I kind of have something already on the design wall. The daughter needs a hair trim, so she's been begging me for her to trim her hair, so she's out here with soaking wet hair waiting for me to trim it.
You have 14 people watching. That's cool. This is a 2-hour video with her.
Yeah, well, is that iron on? Alright, let's turn the iron, guys, because I got that on there. Okay, so I'm at piece 20. Piece 20 now. Okay, so it was 1 to piece 5 goes up. From piece 5, number 6, 7, 8, 9 goes down, and piece 10 is actually, my top piece is down here. Then piece 11 starts coming back up, and all the way to piece 20 goes all the way back up. And then we start going back down until piece 30. Wait.
True.
Yeah.
Teresa said if she wants a trim, she can help you.
If what?
If she wants a trim, she can help you.
She can help me. I have no idea what
She's
you're saying.
saying, since I want to trim my hair,
Uh-huh.
that I should help you.
Oh. Yeah. She should, shouldn't she? I wasn't getting what Maxine was trying to say. You read what I said, didn't you? Born and raised in Texas. Oh God, you guys are going too fast for me now. Let me see real quick before I turn. She wants to trim, she can help me. Yes, she should. Okay, then go down. Add school sewing program in the basement and teaching sewing. Yes. Alright, guys. Alright. I can't catch up on all of them, so let me press this. Turn the camera facing me, please. So I can press it.
Right there?
Right here. And it's already pretty much going the way I want it. I'm just going to lay it right here.
Do you want your face?
That doesn't matter. You just watch what I'm doing or my face. And all these already are finger pressed to the left. So I'm just going to give them a little bit of a help to stay to the left.
Excuse me.
Oh!
It was bugging me.
This way. It's water from the iron. Are you kidding me? Yeah, she doesn't always, Pamela.
What, help?
Not, yep, Diane, nope. She's a stubborn little one, this one. The other one will help me. Alexa, my other daughter. And Damon will actually help me when he's here, too. But Maxine, she doesn't want to have nothing to do with quilting.
Well, because it freaking
Nothing.
stresses me out.
Not even videos. She doesn't care about recording me or watching them or being part of them.
Me out.
I don't see how it stresses her out. I'm the one doing it.
The last time when I tried to do it,
She tried to make a quilt for her friend, and maybe I pushed a little too far putting her on the frame, but still, she didn't want to do it. Alright. This is just laying as flat as I can get it because my iron keeps hitting the stupid thing. Alright.
Hi, Michelle. She's my new best friend.
I mean, Michelle knows because me and Maxine went to Michelle's house during my surprise visit to Michelle, and guess what Maxine did? She whined about making a video and did such horrible job by, okay, yeah, are you guys done yet? She was like in her head, Mom, okay, that's enough fabric, Michelle. Stop giving my mom fabric. Mom, stop taking Michelle's fabric. That is Maxine. She's like, can we just go, Mom? Please? All right, guys.
I was hungry.
I'm going to go grab the top part. Actually, yeah, I'm going to have to take it down. So,
I will go
point
over
the
there.
quilt that way. Point the thing towards that quilt.
This fabulous thing.
Point it towards that quilt.
Your machine is in the way.
All right, guys. I'm going to hang this up over here on top of this one and hopefully... Maxine!
Excuse me.
Can you not do it while I'm making videos, please?
I can't hold it back.
Don't fall. Don't fall. Alright, so here's the top section. Obviously, you guys know that. And this next piece goes right here. And I need a pin.
Is this the charger?
Pin, 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 pin.
Mother, is this the charger?
Yes.
Can I take it off the charger?
Obviously, guys, it's not missing its seams yet, so it doesn't lay just right because they're not nested or anything. I'm just kind of laying it on here. So this is what's happening so far. So that's the top. Okay, Maxine, you can give that to me so you can show them how this piece comes together, comes up, made it to where it ends right here. Obviously, you don't mind all that thread. And it comes down, and then a secondary part will form right here. And then another secondary part forms around that with the red. The red creates another circle. Obviously, the colors aren't where they're supposed to be. They are, technically, but they weren't perfect in my color palette. Hey, don't lean on us like you're doing.
Sorry.
What do you guys think? Because she's so blurry moving it around.
Don't get me in
Alright. You see it now? See what it's trying to create? Obviously, it's not sewn together yet. So that's the bottom. 2/4 of the bottom.
Is that a for sale quilt?
Yeah, it's going to go for sale. And look how tall it is. It's very tall. So let me take this right here so you guys can see. From here you can see the secondariness growing. Obviously it needs to be sewn together, but... And the colors aren't the same in the top as they are in the bottom. I did not repeat them. I just repeated only my pop colors. So... Let me remove this. I keep sewing to it. And then I can show you guys the Christmas. That's the Christmas project that my customer is getting.
They say it's beautiful.
Alright, so this can now just halfway get laid over here for now. And this is customer quilt progress.
Can you hear that, Mom?
So I actually, because this is a show quilt, this is really sloppy, but I gotta get the hook these down somehow, but there's bows in it, and the presents are wrapped with, and this one hasn't been tied yet, obviously. Huh, thank you. I like my pants. But yeah, some of it's sewn down. It's raw edge applique. Let's see. I used green thread in the green. Focus, focus, focus. Red thread in the red. I had to use red in my can't. And if it looks crappy, it's because I free motion tacked everything down. Free motion applique. So here's one of the bows. Obviously, I should have used red on this one because it's not very bright, but each individual piece has ribbon, all the little ornaments, and then the 3D present, and some more ornaments. I haven't gotten all the way around it yet, guys. And there's the other. But so, yeah, so far, now it just needs borders. So, all right, pass me this so I can see. All right, let's see what everybody is saying. Very pretty, 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 beautiful, beautiful. All right, that was when she was holding. Okay, what was she saying when Maxie, would you like that in front? Are you talking about her burp? Yeah, she belches in front of her boyfriend all the time. They belch, fart, and everything in front of each other constantly. It's
We're not together.
a teenager thing.
Nope. Just kidding.
It's a teenager thing.
Actually, no, he only farts.
Yeah, you should hear my burps, though. Mine are twice as worse as hers. I can actually sing part of the alphabet now in a burp. I used to be able to sing the whole alphabet in a burp, but
yours
can't
are long,
anymore.
mine are loud.
Yeah. Anyways. Alright, so okay. Yes, that is a lot of applique, and I'm free motion because it's too big. I wasn't planning for the glue on this quilt. I wasn't planning for it to not stick to this white fabric. Well, let me tell you, I was not planning for that. I thought it would stick, then I would be able to just quilt around everything to stitch it down on the frame. But no, that's not how it's working out. So I'm actually free motion quilting around each individual applique with different colors on each individual piece, which is going to take a while because there's like 45 pieces on there that are not sewn yet. Only a couple of them are. So they're being free motion tacked down at the edge. So it's quite a lot of work. So, all right, guys. Gonna try to lay in bed. Have a good night. All right, Teresa and Michelle and Diane, Pamela, Sandy. Let's see, who else is here? Vicky, Tawana.
There's a lot of people.
I already said Diane. Let's see, Pamela. I think I got all of you. That there's a comment at least for me to see that you guys are there. So, all right, guys. The last two panels, panel 3 and panel 4, we will do tomorrow. Okay, since I have no work tomorrow. And I will go ahead and put all the numbers in the description of this video later when I get a chance to actually relax and add info. And I'll link all the rest of the videos also to this. So I thank everybody for watching, and for those that are following along, I hope that you are not too confused. And again, if you have questions and if you're my friend on Facebook, just ask me and I'll help you as best as possible. And if you just want to email me, go ahead and do that. And after this video, I'm going to give it like 15-20 minutes. And I will go and check my email, and those first 5 emails, I will put a box together of scraps. Just I'm just going to grab handfuls of whatever I can, and I'll put a couple boxes together and send everybody out some scraps. But you had to have emailed me your address so that I can even send it to the right place. So that's it. The first 5 people that had sent me an email from this video will get scraps. And that's it. So thank you all for watching. For those that are new, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like my videos and hit the notification bell so that you can get notified every time I am live, because for now it's mainly all live. So good night, everyone. Hope everyone has an amazing rest of your night, because it's probably late for you all. Bye.
Ugh.